But look, if I lived in Argentina, I would be looking for opportunities to not hold the Argentinian peso. The one where Ripple doesn't participate, but I think is interesting, and I think players like Binance might end up being super successful, and I have no idea if they're working on this, but we don't really talk about consumer payment use cases, in large part because many of us come from economies that don't have hyperinflation, that the currency feels reasonably safe. Now, again, as pointed out, I think it was also Christian Carlo who said earlier that in the last 4 years, the US government has printed 25% of all the money it's ever printed. And it's kind of like, oh my gosh, not a great factoid and trend line, but that's actually one of the good actors, relatively speaking, if you look at global players. So, it'll be interesting. There's a broader experiment going on in Argentina, as an example, right now, where inflation has gone from very bad to not so bad. But look, if I lived in Argentina, I would be looking for opportunities to not hold the Argentinian peso. And you are seeing merchants who now list not just the Argentinian peso price, but a Bitcoin price. I think you will see the crypto leak into consumer use cases in markets that maybe we don't in kind of the G20 economies think as much about. And again, just an area where I think kind of we underestimate what might happen and over the next 10 years.